Welcome to Crusading Through Part 3. I'm Jim.
I'm Sam.
And this is our Jojo's Bizarre Adventure podcast.
Part 3.
Where we talk about the Part 3 manga.
Yes.
This is episode 3 of our podcast.
Yes. Chapters 8 to 10 are being covered, which is basically the Tower of Grey arc / the beginning of the actual crusade.
Oh, one thing I do want to address. We aren't obviously going by the chapter numbers, the real chapter numbers, because up until, I think, Steel Ball Run, I guess, Jojo was chapter... Like, Jojo was... They kept the same chapter number. They didn't start it over. So, obviously, when we refer to chapter 8, we're referring to the 8th chapter of...
Part 3.
Part 3, yeah.
It's just easier.
Yeah. It's organized. It's a little better organized than saying, like, oh, this is chapter 384, or however many it would be. Because that would just confuse me instantly.
Yeah, it's a lot easier this way. You can do the math. You can wiki it.
Yeah.
If it really bothers you.
You can wiki-tube it.
Yeah.
So...
Yes, the beginning of the Crusade / Tower of Grey. Because that was, like, one chapter, technically.
Yeah, I was really surprised at how quick Tower of Grey went, actually.
Yeah.
It really felt like it just happens. It's just over.
Literally there to give them, like, a warning.
Yeah, and it's just funny, too, that it is just like... Okay, we can't use planes. Like, this is just the explanation why...
I know you just heard like we can't. This is why we can't use planes. This is why we can't use boats.
Yeah.
But even
so okay, I guess we'll just walk.
With maybe a couple things in between of like maybe we shouldn't drive this much. Like
maybe the stand car is what he does.
Let's try a submarine. Oh wait, no, we shouldn't.
It is really funny how they just check off like every conceivable like method of transportation.
We're stuck. He had to go through the Middle East, and this terrible stuff keeps happening in the Middle East.
I mean, like the second a helicopter gets near them, it explodes. With the Endol fight.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
basically chapter 8 is just like the beginning of them going on the journey.
So it's where we first discover Holly Joestar's stand.
Yeah, but we also don't forget about Joseph's great wacky like outfit that he has for this early part.
How could anyone forget Joseph's incredible outfit?
Because I'm so used to just him having like the button up, like that's the one you see so much, or like the one where he had like the nice like under shirt. It's
funny because he actually only has this outfit for one page, and the next page he's wearing
his second standard costume, like the purple underneath.
Yeah. Unless, I think later on he might come... Oh, no, sorry, I'm wrong. It was a flashback. He does have his... What would you even call this? It's like pajamas?
Yeah, I would say like a weird pajama set.
Also, I love that it's themed for his stand. It's like little vines, little pointy vines.
With like maybe like ripple coming out of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I like the one little thing like Jojo just noticed her like not being there to annoy him or humiliate him. Or like that. Like, wait, it's not like that, right?
To me, it feels like a Simpsons joke almost. Yeah. Like, it's just such a weird like play on that.
Wait a minute, she's not here to humiliate me outside and give me kisses.
Pretty much. Also, I really do like the creepiness, like the way it leads up to Abdul discovering her body. It has like this very like classic horror, like a Rocky horror.
Oh no,
build-up.
A spoon is very menacing.
Yeah, there's like this very mundane object, but the placement of it and like the focus on it instantly draws you like a weird suspense to it.
I love it. Just menacing coming from a spoon is pretty great.
Also, I do have to say, like, her fucking butt is huge, and you can just see her butt for some reason.
It's like a weird like 90s Marvel comic cover of like a weird pose, just like with like the ass is sticking out more out of the body than anything.
Also, her neck is just like ungodly massive in this page.
There's like
too.
An arc of her butt and then her back like arcing because of that.
It doesn't literally make any sense.
Yeah,
it's also funny too. Like, so okay, we're just gonna talk about Holly's butt, I guess. So she's wearing a skirt, a very loose skirt. But for some reason, around her like waist and thighs, it is skin tight, as if it was made of like elastic or something.
Wait, when Abdul holds her, like if this is like the last chapter with the nurse, her like top would literally be like hanging on by like bare threads. But Rocky somehow contained himself.
Yeah.
But I do love the shot of her stand, her vine stand, like
Holly.
Yeah, such a cool look to it. Of like, yeah, the actual Holly, or is it actually like a different?
So. It resembles Holly. It doesn't have like the exact same shape. Like you can see the leaves are kind of pointy.
Yeah.
So Holly has like pointy leaves. I think it's kind of stylized. Like it's a lot thornier than Holly normally is, and the actual like plant seed bulbs or whatever those things are called.
Yeah.
Those look a little more like stylized.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if there's like an actual like, thing about it. So weird how different it looks in the anime. I'm sorry. But yeah, so I remember that if you go to the couple pages, there's like that art of like Jotaro and Joseph entering the room, and like I felt like Joseph's face looks so different than next page, but it looked like a later JoJo art face on him. Kind of.
This?
Yeah, I always felt like hit the Joseph.
On who?
Joseph, yeah.
Huh.
I got like I don't know, kind of like a Ringo.
I can kind of see what you're saying. So one thing I've noticed a bit that I'm trying to pay attention to the art, like his minor changes in art, is a lot of Joseph's face is shaded in a very particular way.
Yeah,
it's like shaded with just like thatch lines.
Yeah,
I think that looks a lot like Araki uses that a lot in his newer style.
Yeah,
most shading that he does is that shading.
It's just I'm so used to like the weird art, like, different art that part 3 was, because especially like, it was still kind of going with the first 2 parts. It's funny how quickly, because I one of the last episodes we did, I talk about how I was really like part 2's art, and part 3 starts to lose me, and especially the anime. I think that the designs are really janky. I don't like how beefy everyone looks. Yeah, I have to, look at it's Holly, and then Hive in the anime. I showed you a picture of it. Yeah, it's like kind of different, drastically different. Yeah, I'll have a picture of that on the screen. Yeah. In case you don't know, I do editing on these, so you can see what we see. Yes. So yeah, I can kind of see what you're saying. I feel like we don't see that many like close-up, like detailed close-ups where like later on in recent JoJo, Araki does a lot of like detailed close-ups. Yeah. That's why it felt like a part 7 kind of like look to him. Mm-hmm. I really like, so one of the things I had a problem with before with part 3 is I feel like everything just kind of gets muddled, and to me a lot of the interesting things get lost in the sauce. But I love the scene where Joseph grabs Jotaro and he slams him against the wall because he's just so overcome with grief that his daughter's dying. Yeah. And it just you never see Joseph in this state. Yeah. Joseph's always like ahead of the curve, at least in part 2. He's always so jovial. He's only really broke was with Caesar. Yeah. And then, he snapped when I think Lisa got KO'd by cars in a second because he cheated. Yeah, and he would always he's quick to anger, but here he's so I don't know. There's such pain in his expression. I mean, I think we said before, when you really notice his relationship with the daughter, very playful, and he loves his daughter kind of thing. Yeah, and we even see that a little bit more. I don't know if it's this chapter or the next. I think it's this one, but yeah. But then it's also we get the whole thing. She has no fighting spirit. That's when the whole thing kicks off of everything else that has more of a fighting spirit than. Yeah. So should we talk about the Dio curse real quick then? Because they always talk about the curse of Dio, of how because he got the stand and made everybody else in that family get a stand, that she's dying. But if you defeat him, why would that cut it off? Everybody still has their stands, as we know, after this. It just doesn't make sense. I hate to be that guy, but this is one of those things that it just really doesn't make too much sense. Because he forced it out of there, and now, I guess killing him would force it back into them. I don't know, but except they just chose not to have it forced back. And why is she the only one that her and Josuke? But then Josuke got it back, and I don't think he didn't have I don't think they didn't show it. I guess, but I wonder if he had the vines as well, just to symbolize that he can't manifest a stand, or that's what it would look like. Yeah, I don't know. To me, my interpretation is the vines are her stand. Yeah. In the same way that Hermit Purple is also vines. Yeah. It's just. It's the kind of same thing that we saw in the beginning, because I guess you could say Jotaro has the same experience in the first arc where his stand is doing things against his will, and it's about him getting control of it, which is something that we don't ever see outside of a few characters, these two in particular. What if it's because of the sickness is why Josuke can't heal himself? Because he got him sick and he just didn't want to repair him. Maybe it was a weird side effect. Who knows? I don't know. That's Tin Hat Theory. Who knows? Tin Hat Theory. Yeah, sorry. So the meme of just a rat has more of a fighting spirit. A dog has more of a fighting spirit
insert whatever weird bird has, that evil fucking bird has for a fighting spirit, a gorilla.
And I know why he did this. Like, it makes sense why he wanted to create not only a ticking clock, but like a reason to get these characters to work together. And like having Holly be affected is a good way to check those off. But in the hindsight, it just doesn't really make too much sense.
Yeah. Unless someone else could, they have a reason why they think it makes sense, or the whole fighting spirit, but I'm sure we'll get a thing about that. But and then we get the other Star Platinum power of seeing really good through the darkness of a picture. He increased the brightness, and then he sees a fly that he also has super drawing of.
I was going to say, not only can he see super good, he can draw photorealistically.
Interesting.
It's just extremely interesting.
I guess.
It's almost like Star Platinum could just
It's almost as if Joestar can do literally anything with their stands.
Yeah, I think it is
or Haman.
It is a fun idea to think that Star Platinum's true power is just pure adaptability, because it always just comes up with a thing to do. Like Starfinger, you could even say the world is like it's a thing that he needed to do so that he could beat Dio. Spoilers for the end of part 3.
I haven't had that kind of thing too.
With adaptability, where he gets does he get World Over Heaven or whatever? Spoiler alert.
Essentially.
Yeah, so
or a very like 1% of it, so it is just enough for him.
Okay, whatever. This is not canon.
It's stupid, yeah.
Also, I think it's just really funny that Abdul instantly recognizes the Nile Tsetse fly.
Yeah, as he does. If you know in Jojo, characters can know 100% of an animal or insect if it appears, like Giorno did, and every time he needed something.
Also, he not only knows it's Egypt, he knows the region in Egypt.
Well, he's from Egypt, so
I know, but if you were to be to look at a bug, would you be able to say, "Oh yes, that is the blah blah blah," and know the whole name, and then be like, "Oh yes, and it's native to New Jersey"?
You don't. I read it in a book. So yeah. So another thing Abdul says is that so first off we get the I too far in my notes, sorry there.
How dare you?
Cat Queen had the bug on him for 3 months because Cat Queen comes out and says about it, which is interesting. So what was he did he just have this thing there? Dio called him yo, I need you to take out Joestar in Japan where you're from.
He was he's practicing his painting skills and marionetting skills as well. Yeah. They were completely unrelated to his stand, guys.
Dude, you got 3 months, I want you to intimidate this guy right here. Just get ready. Alright, I got puppetry.
He's standing in that same spot painting every day, waiting for Jojo to walk to school.
2 months art training, 1 month of
marionette school. Yeah, he wasn't there because he went to marionette school.
That's how it works, the Jojo. But at first he doesn't give a reason why he wants to join them. But we do get it. He does give a little bit of a reason.
Because he wants the pussy.
Yeah, he says I would. Yeah,
but he's so moved at the kindness of
he's
Holly.
I would date a woman like her.
Yeah.
I was okay.
just do it. Just date her.
Do it, man. I'm not gonna stop it. Star Platinum gets his name.
Yeah, because Abdul's a fortune teller.
Yeah, he draws a card. So yeah, and then Abdul next chapter, Abdul says he's seen many people die like Holly. I thought an interesting line.
Is this a chapter where he also says we have 50 days, or is that the next one?
It's
whatever. If it's the next episode, whatever.
It's in the arc.
Yeah. So one thing I think is interesting is okay, how have you seen many people? What is the reason why people have this affinity?
Does everybody have vines then? If they can't?
Is it a thing that affects other stand users' families?
Yeah, because I mean, I know the arrow caused it, but also does the arrow injuries cause that the same symptoms? Because remember Koichi was gonna die from the arrow until Josuke literally just healed him. Yeah. So if they literally had Josuke, could he just heal people from the sickness instantly then and make them just forcibly have a stand like Koichi did?
Just hack the system.
It's just a weird thing that he's seen people die like this, and I guess he's commonly seeing people get stands now, but not knowing that the arrow is the cause.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. It's a weird line when you think about it in hindsight.
It is very weird. Yeah, Abdul also explains. He says that it starts out as a sickness, and then it becomes a coma, and then death. So, to me, I think it's funny that he has such a timeline. So it makes me feel like he's encountered a lot of people already.
Yeah, they could have done 2 things. Find Dio and kill him, or find a stand user that can heal. If they had the Josuke, other person. So someone probably has a similar stand. So let's see. I have Joe's taking care of his daughter, which I love. very much.
Yeah, that's a fun scene.
With also the weird panty changing line.
It's very strange. I do love him brushing her hair, and it's just, I don't know. Like,
he's very fatherly, even though we know at this point he cheated on his wife and had a love child in Japan.
I don't like to think about it.
Child's not too far away in Wario right now.
Well, he's still, okay, so he still loves his daughter.
Yes.
Like, that's not, he's just a bit of a bastard.
So all we know during this journey, though, winter happens, because remember Josuke's, like, in the snowstorm when...
Okay, do we actually know that? Because it doesn't look to be... I mean, Cat Queen has a scarf in the last arc.
It's fall, maybe it goes into winter during the journey, and that's why...
Because the journey could only last, what, a maximum of a month and a half?
Yes. A month or two, almost
2 months, yeah. I guess. I don't know if, like, we need to...
And plus, people don't dress according to the seasons in JoJo.
That's true.
They can literally wear the most layers and, like, be fine. Recently, at, like, Jailhouse Log, and her outfit was a giant sweater. Like, you're in Florida, you would literally die.
At least, like, Jolene's costume makes sense. Oh, actually doesn't, because she has, like, weird tails.
No one's costume makes sense.
That's true. Does Hermes have, like, a sweat, like a turtleneck?
Yeah, it's kind of like a
turtle. It's like a weird, crop top turtleneck.
It's a crop top turtleneck, jail suit.
At least Foo Fighters looks like she'd be kind of comfortable wearing
overalls.
Just nothing under the overalls. Hot. The classic Florida look.
My favorite jail look is overalls.
Okay, so jumping ahead a little bit,
but yeah,
we get to see the awesome pose.
Yeah, talk about that. Yeah, I wrote the pose.
The pose of all the four boys they're very close to each other.
It just dick to dick to dick to dick.
Well, dick to butt.
Dick to dick to dick.
Dick to butt to dick to butt.
Yeah, let's go.
They're all looking different ways too.
It's great. It's a great pose. But yeah, then
okay, Jim, this is a big reveal.
I told Jim about it, and Jim didn't remember.
No, I totally forgot. I was like, "You're lying." So yeah, Dio has spirit photography.
Yeah, not only did he have Hermit Purple, he found the camera in Egypt that he could smash.
I'm sure that that's not.
He put a flesh bud into like a at an electronic shop,
order this camera for me.
Yeah, I need more cameras.
Also, one thing I just love is the Araki just experimenting with paneling here, and just like very interesting panel shapes, and really menacing portrayals of Dio, not giving like a full picture of him. Just really cool shit, you know what I mean?
And Dio had a weird jewelry thing on his shoulder.
Hell yeah, because he's Dio.
Yeah. It doesn't change his pants.
So it's really abrupt how quickly they just get in the airplane.
Yeah, they cut to like the plane very quick.
Which honestly, hey, just why waste time doing the worst thing about going on an airplane, which is waiting in line? Just get me right on the plane, please.
Also, the 80s where like it was a different time. We're getting in and off planes.
Yeah, you didn't have to worry about getting fucking stuck in line for 3 hours,
going through customs. And
this is gonna be a tangent, but I have a fun story. One of the times I went back to America from Europe. So I lived in Europe for a bit, fans. This is a little backstory for me. And in Europe, I traveled in plane to another country in Europe once. And it was like fucking easy. It was like getting on a bus. It was so easy. Then on my way back home, I was one of the first people back home to America. We're American, by the way.
Not really.
I was one of the first people in line, and they chose the first 3 people in line, quote unquote, for a random check. And it was not as bad as it sounds. I didn't get like my butt searched or anything.
Well,
but it was so inconvenient. They went through all my shit, and it was like, why?
When we had
I hate America.
When we had senior trip, like it was clearly everybody in they were in high school together. We're going through. I got selected to go through, get patted down. I'm like,
it's because of your dark skin.
Yeah, I'm Italian. I'm tan skin. Okay.
Sam has quite dark skin for a white.
For a white, thank you. Italian, Spanish in me. But, like, yeah, I got excited. I'm like, I'm clearly in high school, man. Like, everybody here is like...
I know, that's so, like, what
I just want to go to Florida.
Was it the hand swab? Did they swab your hands for chemicals?
Maybe.
Because that's happened to me before.
They patted me down, too, but I don't know. They may have done that. I can't remember. I just remember having... They literally, like, pull me aside or I beeped or something.
You said they beat you.
Yeah, they beat me.
Also, just a funny idea that I'm thinking about this now. Imagine Joseph going through a metal detector with his big metal hand, or just like a funny scene of him taking the hand off, putting it in the thing, and
That'd be funny.
Through.
And it's just like twitching the
It could
entire
probably
time.
some weird Hamon thing to like make it come by as like organic or something.
Why not?
Hamon could probably do that.
Yeah, can just short circuit the machines too. Yeah. Why not?
So yeah, we get everybody in the plane is sleeping, but then we get the first appearance of the Tower of Grey.
It is fucking insane how quick the pace of this is.
Yeah.
Like, from one panel, we go from Dio to like showing their route to Cairo, to airplane, to enemy stand. Like every one of there's one page each. It's hilarious how quick this fight is.
For as simple as Tower of Grey is, I love the design of it. When you even get to the mouth, I love the mouth design. It's like a mix of like an alien xenomorph tongue, and like it had like teeth, like normal like Rager teeth. It's so cool looking.
So this is one that I actually have a better experience with now. Like, I remember not caring about this episode when I watched the anime, but reading it, I agree. Like, also something that I just appreciate is the pace. Like, give me quick. Like, the benefit of manga is that you can pace things very quickly.
Yes.
Or the pace doesn't have to like be as slow as an episode of a show.
Yeah.
So it just feels like, okay, instantly the stakes are here. Like, we're under attack in like a really interesting location for a stand fight to happen.
He aimed for the tongue, which kills people instantly in this, I guess.
It is kind of silly that it kills them instantly, but it is a smart thing to go for if you're trying to be sneaky, because you could...
But as we see, it kills everybody instantly, though, that it affects.
It also seems to just like travel through matter.
So yeah, it pierces through people. But also Star Platinum catches it with like his teeth, which is like ridiculous. And we learn like how fast his stand is, so the reaction speed of his teeth, of just able to bite down, is like incredible.
Star Platinum's teeth. I've never thought about them before, but I love them.
But one thing that Abdul says he heard of a bug-like stand like this at like Tower of Grey.
Who survived to tell this tale?
And like, how did Abdul hear of this guy? Like, it's so weird. Like, there's a stand right now that's just biting people's tongues like a bug. So also Tower of Grey is faster than Star Platinum, but Star Platinum is also able to bite on its like little like second mouth.
So this is one of these things that's crazy to me, that Tower of Grey is not only faster than Star Platinum, he is like out of his league. Like, Star Platinum cannot catch him the entire fight. Like, it's insane to picture how quick this bug must be.
Yeah.
Star Platinum, who can catch bullets
at point blank range.
Mid-air at point blank range. What is the reaction time for that? It's got to be like 1/1,000,000th of a second, right? Like,
get on it. Get on that speed. Someone in the comments.
Yeah, some Jojo Science YouTube guy, I guess. I'm sure there's one of those.
Yeah, so he saw the attack with the teeth, as we said, but
he shish kebab with a bunch of tongues.
But Apple just gives this like exposition about it. So
yes,
he says Tower of Grey does mass killings a lot. Killed 300 people in a plane in like England, and somehow he had to be in.
He would have to be there.
He had to be on the plane, and somehow he survived this plane crash that killed like pretty much the entire plane.
The only way that it couldn't would be if he killed them before the plane.
He's on a boat like underneath them, or like hang gliding.
No, because does it say plane crash?
It said I'm pretty sure it said plane crash. Like
he jumps out, and he's an old guy too.
Yeah, he's an old man.
He's frail. He's got a frail complexion.
I also love him writing massacre like, on the wall
with tongues,
with a skewer of
tongues,
tongue blood.
I'm trying to find the plane crashes, train derailments, fires.
And he says they say in a plane crash in England that killed 300 last year was his doing.
So without a doubt, he's got to be like the highest death count for any stand user
that we know,
we've experienced,
that we confirm know about.
Yeah, I mean these are like quote unquote rumors, but we see him like. Tower of Grey is just like one of the strongest stands in the series.
Yeah, I know.
Imagine if he teamed up with like Whole Horse, he would be unbeatable.
Or just like, what's another like, or you like Boingo like book or something, or
Hanged Man. If he was a Hanged Man, there would be no way to stop him.
Like had the flight have something like, or like reflect like a mirror on it or something, or
invincible, a literal invincible stand. Because they wouldn't be able to destroy the reflection, so that he could just do whatever they want with them.
Like having it's like anything, like literally anyone.
This guy is serious. I cannot stress enough how insanely strong this stand is. That is just a small, quick bug
with a razor sharp mouth,
with insane precision. Because we see him like pierce through like skulls and it's insane.
Yeah.
Also, he has to be cutting the tongues too, because the tongues are all cut like perfectly.
Yeah.
So somehow he's cutting shit too.
But if the Cat Queen versus steps up and does Emerald Splash, but still gorgeously drawn.
Okay, here's my... Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. Here's my problem with this scene. So, Cat Queen is like, no, Jojo, don't go hulking out because we're in a small area. We don't want to have any, like, uncontrolled attacks.
Yeah, we don't want fire with Abdom. We don't want you to punch any holes in the wall.
Then he pulls out Emerald Splash, which is literally an explosion of shards.
Which we've seen, it can pierce... It can pretty much pierce skin and like cause a hole and like start platinum.
Not only it's the equivalent of having a grenade, like having a grenade that just shoots like huge chunks of shrapnel.
Don't worry, Jim. No one has ever deflected the Emerald Splash.
Good.
But yeah, and then
he does also. Cat Queen does a cool pose. I love his pose.
That's his classic pose.
His arm is. This is like a part 1. Proportion right here.
It is.
I can't really tell what's happening.
His shoulder is it looks like armor.
I don't know what arm that is. It's got to be his.
His left.
It's his right arm. That is his right arm somehow.
Okay, yeah, because it's like this.
Sam is trying to demonstrate for me, and
he's like this looking forward.
Kind of. Man. Oh my god, it's so confusing. I think the way they colored it too is poor. His other arm kind of blends in with his coat.
But so yeah.
The Emerald Splash is such a cool visual.
Yes.
The colors on the Emerald Splash is so fucking awesome.
Yeah, but also get the one thing I told you about. Like he gets like his like mouthpiece on Herping Green, but cracked, and you can see its actual mouth, which I really like.
Yeah, it's really weird to me that like it has a mouth.
Yeah,
like
it doesn't have like a face mask.
It doesn't need one.
No, I like the mouth though. Like, it's really cool.
It is really cool. I like when we see stands get fucked up like this. We see it too in the next arc.
We saw it in
we saw
it with Hairpin Green as well when he got beaten.
Yeah, he shatters. It's really cool.
One of my favorite things is seeing stands like take a crack like that. That's one of my favorite things. Mm-hmm. But that's when we get the first to see the strands of Hairpin Green as well. That we see a lot towards like the Dio fight. So
another thing, this is one of those moments that just kind of like breaks the fight for me. So the strands are really quick. He kind of gets a sneak attack on him. But at the same time, like, the stand is so quick, I can't believe that he fell for it.
If you look, you see they're coming out of his feet, though, so he's just, like, setting him up around and, like, just pierces them.
So I guess it's like, the classic, like, misdirect, like, Jojo misdirect, like, he was able to outsmart his opponent.
Made him focus on the Emerald Splash while he gave these strands ready to pierce him. Because, villains like the monologue, so while you're doing it, they just tears the bug to shreds.
Good old Cat Queen. Also, I think we mentioned it in the first arc, his earrings are starting to finally look normal.
Yeah.
Like, his earrings looked really weird.
They did.
In the first chapter he's in. They're finally starting to, like, reach in normalcy.
Yeah, and then that's when... And then they show the old man having, like, the imprint of the bug on his tongue, which I think, like, the stand was centered on his tongue, then splits it once he gets ripped apart, which is interesting. And then his head just cracks.
Really gross.
And then
in a cool way.
Yeah.
His head split open is such a horrifying image. When I was reading this, I was like, whoa, I don't remember them killing this guy.
But yeah, one of the things I like about this fight is just they go with anybody on this plane could be the stand user, and and it's not just someone who's very obviously like trying to play in sight, but they're wearing this bright wacky outfit. He is like just a random old man background character that would be in JoJo.
He actually looks like a background JoJo character, which this might be the only time that we ever see a stand user that looks this normal.
One of the few times, yeah.
Because no one else looks as normal.
Part 5 is, especially part 6, no one looked normal.
Yeah. Even part 4. Everyone in part 4 is like a weird gremlin or like a monster.
Yeah.
Or they become one
or they
later.
Or they shapeshift, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I've always forget his name, Surface, a stand user. Like, he gets like 6 feet tall initially and he just shrinks down to like Koichi size.
The alien boy.
Yeah. Actual shapeshifter.
Yeah.
I love him.
But yeah, so
that was it.
What'd you think of Tower of Grey?
I forgot it ended so quickly.
Yeah.
Good. It was, as I said, super snappy. I like it. I like when it's short.
Yeah, with these 2 arcs we're doing today, like they really seem to go by like very quick and very straightforward. It's not like stuff is very drawn out, trying to find out. Like, a lot of JoJo becomes, like, trying to find a way to outmaneuver. Mm-hmm. And everything we read today has just been, like, going straight head on with it. And, like, we have to fight the stand to get past them.
Yeah, and I think JoJo can be good when it does both. Like, when we have the focus on
the character. So there's like the two examples, like what you kind of said. You've got the times where the character is like figuring it out with us.
Yeah.
And there's the time where the character,
like Highway Star, like he has a
yes, Highway Star is a really good example because we go through like Josuke's whole thought process in that whole fight.
He's like, I can't fight the stand. I have to find the user.
Mm-hmm. And then it's the whole thing with like him and the motorcycle and all that. But then the other example is the times where the character is misdirecting the audience, also misdirecting the enemy.
Like mostly part 2 stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
I'm trying to think what other ones.
Like, anything with Giorno.
Yeah,
anything in part 5, really.
A good example is the beetle. Like, yeah, most of Giorno setting things up is like a kind of a plot twist. Not a plot twist, but like it's a surprise to the audience.
Like the whole babyface stuff.
Yeah.
Just being like, oh, I can create life too now. And I was getting ready to do it. Mm-hmm. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, Babyface is such a weird arc.
It is. But yeah, so I think overall, really good. I like Tower Grey's design was very good. And a lot of stuff is based on like horror, as mentioned before in part 3, a lot of stand users. And this one definitely had like a beetle with like the xenomorph thing with the whole... He didn't go too heavily into the Twilight Zone episode with like there's something on the plane kind of thing. It was
terror at 10,000 feet.
Yeah, there was something on the plane, but it wasn't like no one believed. That was more like BIG.
Yeah,
more than anything. But Bug felt more like a xenomorph than anything.
Yeah, I think it's
the design at least.
I think it's a interesting connection to. We're trying to bring. Sorry, I'm trying to formulate my thoughts. It doesn't really follow any like horror tropes or like a horror movie at the time. Like I like that the Araki uses the setting of an airplane in a very interesting way. Of like you don't know who the enemy is, and it's so early on in like stands. It's a really fun way of explaining how a stand user can really be anybody.
Yeah, and once you beat the stand, you can see who it is, obviously, because his head explodes.
Yeah, and I think it is neat because he has an unconventional stand, that it's not like killing the bug kills him. It just like, it's a part, as you said, like his tongue.
Yeah, I think we said it before, cool. Like non-punch ghost stands are really interesting and pretty cool.
They're very refreshing, especially later on in JoJo when we have main characters that have non-punch ghost stands.
Yeah.
It's really fun. Like, I mean, Jolene is literally, she does have one.
It didn't start out like that, though.
Yeah, a lot of Jolene's stuff is her using her stand in a more creative way, which is more cool.
The extension of the body kind of thing.
And then, of course, like, later parts.
Yeah, Johnny.
Kind of trying to change the rules a lot.
Johnny for 3 acts.
Even, you brought it up earlier, Sex Pistols. Like, Sex Pistols isn't punch ghosty, and it feels very different and fun.
Especially when they're sentient.
Yes. Oh, sentient stands are just the absolute best.
Yeah. But, yes.
Yeah, like Yo-Yo Ma.
Sure. The corn.
The little World War I German corn man. Is that the World War I helmet? They have like
it's the German.
They've got like the
point.
The spear.
Yeah.
Point, yeah.
Yeah. You put a picture too of a World War I Nazi helmet.
I'll just put
I know they're not Nazis. I know.
I'll beat you, but
I know. It just pisses you off. I mess up anything German.
That's like the classic Tanya. What was that? Shiojo Shenki, Tanya the Evil show. Yeah. That everyone would be like, oh, they're Nazis, and it's like, they clearly are not. It's set in World War I.
My favorite Isekai Quartet character.
Shut the fuck up. Who you mean, Shield Hero?
My favorite. Listen to that episode if you want.
Did we do an episode on Isekai Quartet?
No, we did forecast on Shield Hero.
I know. We should have done Isekai Quartet.
Shield Hero and Konosuba, but not anything else.
Okay, we need to end this.
Anything else that you want to talk about? Or because basically the last part of On the Plane stuff is going to be the next episode.
I did want to say I really appreciate giving Cat Queen the spotlight here. Because that's something that...
He gets a couple in this early part, which I know about. Mm-hmm. So if you remember.
Because what you said about him, like... He kind of has, like, the weakest motivation to join. It's like, oh, this woman was really nice to me. I'd like to marry a woman like her. But having him step up and be like, hey, I can handle a fight.
Yeah.
And I'm clever. I've got my own
I can shoot emeralds.
Yeah, I can. It's just, it doesn't hurt anyone, I guess.
Do the emeralds evaporate? Or would they just, like...
Do we see the emeralds affecting non-stands?
It
is this, like... Did I just, discover why the emerald splash is, like...
if that paintbrush thing that he's going to go on of him actually shooting him with the Emerald Splash, he could technically pierce his leg, or it could just be that non-existent ability.
I refuse to believe that he used the Emerald Splash. I will make a fucking dissertation about how there's no way that he could have shot the Emerald Splash from the angle that he was at.
You can't really remember, but maybe we'll find out as we read.
I'm gonna jump back to the Jotaro fight. Real quick, just because maybe...
Because it pierces Star Platinum, I remember. That's what makes Jotaro cough up blood.
Because if it only... maybe there might not even be an example of this. Because if the Emerald Splash doesn't affect non-stands, that would be really interesting. Well, there we see it. It hits Jotaro and it knocks him back, so I guess...
You can't affect it.
Or wait, does it hit Jotaro or does it hit...
It hits Star Platinum, I think.
Actually, okay, there it hits Star Platinum. Maybe the Emerald Splash only hits stands.
But if he shoots actual emeralds, he can just have an endless supply of making emeralds.
They would never want for...
Okiyatsu and Josuke have a money-making scheme of making emeralds. so yeah. Very good. So any other thing you want to talk about, or should I just get to the
Emerald Flash? I don't know that. Just, yeah...
You want me to let you keep struggling?
No. Do we do plugs for this?
Yeah.
All right,
we do it for all our stuff.
finish her off.
So, thank you very much for listening. Please like this video or comment. Please put your comments and your thoughts on some of the little things.
I feel like I just had a crazy realization about the Emerald Splash. Please tell me if this is true.
Yes.
If there's any evidence for the Emerald Splash destroying non-stands
or non-stand stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we'll find out. We still haven't we're only this far into it. And then also subscribe if you haven't. It'd be really cool. We appreciate it.
It would be really cool.
If you're caught up with Jojo, we have our Part 8 podcast, which we probably have a new chapter come out in a week or two out of this recording with. And then we have some, Part 5 discussions and there's those things sprinkled in there.
Yeah, check our channel out. We're at the point where we have a lot of things that we've done.
Yeah.
So check out, I've organized our channel into playlists.
Yeah.
So you can go through and see our longer series.
Yes.
Click around through them. As you said, we've done a lot of spoiler casts of random things.
Yeah, we don't. Let's put out Part 5, Part 6.
Do you remember
7?
we did a video a long time ago when the American adaptation of Your Name got announced, and we did a speculation video of what we thought it was going to be? It's really fucking funny.
That never happened.
Well, it's still in production, I think.
We also did a review of... we did a review of the live action Part 4 movie.
We did.
That was not very good.
Oh, that fucking sucked, dude.
Except for the guy who played Jotaro looked pretty good.
He was really good.
But yeah.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Let's end it.
All right. Also, there's links to Twitters of our channel and each of us separately, and that's it. I think. Thank you very much for listening.
Check it out.
All right. Bye bye.
All right. Join us for next week when we talk about
Super Chariot.
Yeah.
Put enough.